100 souls were snatched from reality and dropped into a desolate nightmare. Suddenly, a winged imp descended from above. It welcomed them to this hellish new world. Amidst the panic, one man lost his temper, screaming at the creature to stop its nonsense. He demanded to be sent home immediately. The imp's eyes instantly turned murderous. I was being polite, but you dared to interrupt me. With a casual snap of its fingers, the man's body erupted into a gruesome mist. The crowd froze in absolute, bone-chilling terror. Chaos erupted as everyone scrambled to flee, but those who ran too far were silenced by another lethal snap from the demonic creature. Paralyzed by fear, they could only watch and tremble. The imp then issued their first dire mission: hunt monsters and harvest their ancient runes. These runes were the key to absolute power. Holding a glowing stone, the imp grinned, asking if anyone was brave enough to claim it. To everyone's shock, a single hand rose high. This was our protagonist, Kang Han-soo, looking remarkably calm amidst the literal carnage. The imp was baffled by Han-soo's lack of fear. Little did it know, he was a regressor who had already survived this apocalypse once before. Having lived through these trials for years, Han-soo knew every dirty trick in the book. This low-level demon couldn't faze him at all. Unable to rattle him, the creature flew off in annoyance. "Those runes are your only hope," it hissed. "Collect them all if you wish to survive." By touching their right ears, players could see their stats. Han-soo checked his current status window, evaluating his weak, level 1 starting body. Strength 11, Health 9, and Intuition 8. He was back at the absolute bottom, but his combat experience remained God tier. As the imp vanished, the real threat emerged. A massive horde of 100 goblins swarmed out, ready to feast on human flesh. Each player was armed with a basic iron knife. Behind them, a shimmering barrier rose up, sealing off any hope of a cowardly retreat. The barrier began to shrink like a closing cage. It was a forced battle royale, forcing humans and goblins into a desperate slaughter. Suddenly, a man accidentally slipped through the barrier. Even he didn't understand how he did it, staring back at the trapped crowd in confusion. As he crossed, the barrier displayed the number 49. Another youth followed him through, and the counter instantly dropped to 48. The crowd realized only 50 people could escape for free. Civilization collapsed in a heartbeat as they began trampling each other to reach the exit. The scene turned into a frantic, pathetic mess. Seeing his fellow humans fall into mindless panic, Han-soo couldn't help but scoff at their weakness. He knew that in moments of extreme danger, a cool head was the only thing that mattered. Panic was a faster killer than any monster. In his past life, the stampede led to a massacre. 50 fled, but 40 others were butchered, leaving only 10 broken survivors in the end. But Han-soo was a regressor now. He refused to let history repeat itself and was determined to change their tragic fate. First, he had to dominate this initial zone and advance to the next floor of this hell. Across the field, the goblins began their charge. Rusted blades swung as the monsters collided with the line. Within seconds, several players were cut down, their screams echoing through the battleground. Just as a goblin was about to claim another life, Han-soo's blade blurred through the air. With one clean strike, he sent the beast to its grave. Seeing their comrade fall, another goblin roared in fury. It lunged forward, swinging a heavy club with enough force to shatter human bone. The strike came with a terrifying whistle of wind. For a normal person, this was an unavoidable death. But Han-soo didn't even blink. He was a master in a novice's body. With a slight tilt of his head, he dodged the blow and slid his knife deep into the monster's throat. The entire counterattack took less than 2 seconds. His reflexes were inhumanly sharp, honed by years of surviving the highest level zones. Even when surrounded by the entire goblin horde, Han-soo's eyes remained as cold as ice. He moved like a reaper among the living. More shrieks of pain followed as the tide turned. The other survivors watched in stunned silence as one man began a systematic, solo slaughter. With just a simple knife and pure skill, Han-soo had already piled up 20 corpses. However, the high intensity was taking its toll. His current body hadn't been reinforced yet. He took a tactical moment to catch his breath, opening his status window to check his progress. He saw that his dexterity had increased by 0.1. This stat was crucial. It didn't just boost speed, it heightened his very perception of time. Higher dexterity meant he could react to danger before it even happened, turning him into an untouchable ghost on the battlefield. Suddenly, a wounded goblin crawled up behind him. It launched a hidden dagger with a snarl, aiming for the back of Hansu's neck. Despite the sneak attack, Hansu didn't even look back. He tilted his body by a fraction of an inch, letting the blade graze past him harmlessly. He spun around and launched his own counter-strike. The knife buried itself perfectly in the monster's skull. "Too slow," he muttered under his breath. Realizing they were facing a monster in human skin, the remaining goblins grew cunning. They stopped attacking one by one and grouped up. 3 goblins lunged from different angles simultaneously. They were trying to exploit his blind spots, but Hansu had already seen through their plan. He knew that once these beasts smelled blood, they would lose all sense of caution. Their mindless rage was about to be their downfall. This time, they didn't attack one by one. 3 monsters lunged simultaneously from 3 different directions. Their cunning was impressive, but Hansu had anticipated this move from the very start of his plan. He knew the scent of blood would drive them into a frenzy, forcing them to expose their fatal weaknesses. Hansu seizes the opening. His blade dances, and with every strike, another goblin's chip is expertly harvested. A high-ranking beast falls among the fodder. From its corpse, Hansu claims a prize that changes everything. He obtains an ancient rune. This is the first step of his legendary speedrun to the top. He's a monster! The survivors gape. Seeing him fight alone, the goblins suddenly don't look so terrifying. Fear evaporates, replaced by desperate courage. The remaining players steel themselves for a final, bloody showdown. Both sides clash in a frenzy. Hansu moves like a ghost, delivering one-shot kills with godlike precision. These low-level mobs never stood a chance against a returning pro. Suddenly, a lethal whistle pierces the air. An ambush! Something blurs toward him, but Hansu's instincts are elite. He parries the sneak attack instantly. Outsmarting this main character? Impossible. In this world of endless travelers, Hansu is in a different league. Millions are trapped here. For the first 3 months, humanity is sheltered within the tutorial's protective zone. Once the shield falls, the real slaughter begins. But for Hansu, this isn't a crisis, it's an opportunity. This is his chance to reclaim his lost power. He won't waste a single second of this timeline. He grips the rune tight. "Jin, you chose the perfect time to send me back." Death litters the field. Bodies of men and monsters cover the earth. In the end, the players stand victorious over the fallen. They stare at Hansu with pure terror. Did he really just slaughter them all with a single knife? It feels like a fever dream, yet the mountain of goblin corpses and rivers of blood prove reality. The architect of this massacre is just a silent young man. Hansu calmly wipes the crimson from his face. To the survivors, he looks more terrifying than any monster. Suddenly, the fairy devil flickers into existence. "Congratulations, survivors. You actually managed to stay alive." The devil's praise feels like a twisted insult. Many survived, but they swallow their rage, not daring to provoke the demon. They can only curse inwardly. "Now that you've learned to survive, I'm dropping the barriers. Keep this up if you want to live. I have other sectors to manage. Good luck, mortals." With a cruel laugh, the fairy devil vanishes instantly. As soon as it's gone, the survivors explode in curses. Hansu ignores them, opening his status window. "Not a bad start," he muses. For the training phase, this is enough. He's already found something useful. His new blade is a symbol of absolute power. Now, he must find a way to accelerate his growth. Erez, K, Candian. What would those legends do? He recalls a conversation from his past life. "Ever heard of the hidden dungeon?" A voice echoes. "The one buried deep within the training grounds? It's the highest difficulty. Impossible. No one has ever cleared it, not even the strongest of us." Hansu remembers the man's power. If only a partial clear made him that strong. What about 100%? My rank in Vanki proves it. If I could go back, I'd clear that dungeon first, no matter what. If I did, I might actually beat you, Hansu. The challenge of a dead friend ignites his ambition. Higher difficulty means divine rewards. To a returning god, impossible is just an invitation to a speedrun. His goal is set. To change the future, he must first crush the challenges that broke everyone else. The tutorial's first floor houses 100 people. They must hunt together within the designated zones. It's a 3-month grind of weekly hunts. Once finished, the second floor and the safe zones unlock. There, they can interact with veterans, but Hansu is hunting for the two hidden pieces on this floor. These artifacts are the keys to the hidden dungeon. No one in history has ever reached the end. To conquer the impossible, Hansu needs the first fragment immediately. Suddenly, a girl's scream shatters the silence. "What do you think you're doing?" she cries. Hansu's focus is broken by the sight of human greed. "I'm just inviting you to join us," a thug sneers. "Separate? Don't be silly. We need to cooperate. Don't you want everyone to survive?" He masks his malice with honeyed words. Hansu turns to leave. He has no time for petty drama. The hidden piece will vanish in 1 week if not claimed. "Wait, are you Kang Hansu?" A young man with headphones blocks his path, his eyes filled with suspicion. Hansu doesn't recognize him. "Do I know you?" he asks coldly, his aura causing the air to chill. The blond man behind him flinches. "Are you crazy, Hansu? We were standing in the same spot. Who are these people?" Hansu's cold gaze shows zero recognition. They claim to know him? It finally clicks college classmates. "Kang Hansu, are you listening?" One yells, annoyed by his silence. He truly forgot them. In his past life, these extras died before the tutorial even ended. A girl steps forward, shaking off a suited thug. "We're going with Hansu," she declares firmly. Her name is Jumihi, a campus beauty. But Hansu knows that looks are a curse here. Her presence will only attract trouble. Nearby, the suited man fumes with jealousy and hidden rage. He's terrified of Hansu's power, but sees him panting. "He must be exhausted," he whispers. "If he strikes now, he could win." He signals his lackeys to prepare for a backstab. Thinking Hansu is at his limit, his confidence returns. "Hey, listen when I'm talking to you. Look at his wounds. He's a mess. Do you really think this brat can protect you? Come over here while I'm being nice, before I have to drag you back myself." Hansu scoffs. These small fry never change. They always mistake a dragon for a lizard. They truly believe they can defeat a legend. Hansu closes the distance with terrifying, silent speed. He grips the leader's shoulder, his eyes flashing with a murderous glint. "Understand me now?" He tosses the man aside like trash. As Hansu walks away, the thug's ego is shattered. "You little bastard!" he snarls, but stops instantly. Hansu's blade is already inches from his throat. A scarred man intervenes, urging everyone to stay calm. "We aren't the villains here," he lies. The thugs bow to this leader. He turns to Hansu with a fake, serpent-like smile. "Why not join us? In this new world, we need to stick together to survive." Hansu remains silent, reading his aura. This man has already become a beast of prey. He has discarded his humanity to rule this wasteland. A lawless predator hiding in plain sight. Hansu grips his dagger. Should he end this monster now? He weighs the options carefully. He recalls Eris's words. "Don't kill needlessly, but never show mercy to the vermin of war. Don't isolate yourself. Protect those worth saving." Her voice echoes in his mind like a ghost. "Eris, I know you're a saint, but I don't have time for these low-level losers. They'll destroy themselves eventually." Hansu turns back. "Whatever. Get lost," he spits out coldly. The suited thug lunges forward, but the leader holds him back. "Let him go, Sung-ho." "But leader, he insulted us." "Forget him. He's just a child. We have bigger plans. We will establish the new order. In this hellscape, only the strongest will write the laws. That damn fairy devil. He gave us a gift. Might is right, and I will rule. Let's move, Sung-ho." Meanwhile, Hansu heads in the opposite direction, his true quest beginning. Jumihi and the others follow him. The blonde guy is confused by Hansu's sudden transformation. Wasn't he just a lonely orphan? He wonders. Since when did he become such a monster? "Hey, Hansu, why are you acting like a stranger?" Hansu just shrugs. "I lost my memory. A pathetic lie, and everyone knows it. But nobody dares to call him out on it." He looks at Jumihi. Her smile is bright, but it's a death sentence in this apocalypse. Beauty is a double-edged sword when the law vanishes. It can be a weapon or a curse. Without the strength to protect it, her face will only bring her to a tragic end. "We've been walking for hours," someone complains. "Do you actually have a plan, Hansu? You'll see soon." They stop at a subway entrance. Their first destination, Gangnam Station. This is where the first hidden piece lies. The group of 6 stands before the dark abyss. "Why here?" Jumihi asks. Hansu sighs. Explaining the future to these newbies is a chore. I have a gut feeling. He lies. I've gained special powers. Just follow me and shut up. If you don't trust me, leave. I prefer working alone anyway. Don't slow me down. He stares into the darkness. Whether they stay or go, his legendary speedrun has just begun. He had to endure this humiliation for now. Taesung asked nervously, "Are we really safe?" "No. We're heading towards some old friends. Who on earth could live in this hellhole?" Suddenly, Hansu halted the group. His predatory gaze locked onto the darkness below. He unsheathed his blade, making Jumi shriek. "Taesung, get out of the way, now!" The steel flashed in a deadly arc. But his target wasn't the boy behind him. A green crawler lay severed at his feet. These pests track vibrations from deep underground. Sunlight is their poison. But one bite means your flesh will rot away instantly. Death comes before you can even react. Now, watch closely if you want to stay alive. Under Hansu's cold command, they began purging the subway's hidden horrors. Most were useful, but the boy with headphones was lagging behind. Stick to the solid marble. If the ground cracks, strike without hesitation. Despite the warning, his focus slipped for just one fatal second. Hansu's blade intervened just in time. A narrow escape from a venomous end. Burdens don't last long here. How did you know they were coming, Hansu? Call it my secret superpower. Meanwhile, the runes began to drop from the corpses. These increase your stats. Pick them up. But the group hesitated, looking at him. You should take them all. You're the one protecting us. After all, we aren't superheroes. Just keep us safe, and the loot is yours. A foolish deal. They traded their potential for a temporary shield. Keep what you kill. If you follow me, you follow my laws. These rules were forged in the abyss. Survival of the fittest is the only absolute. Contribution dictates the reward. In this world, fairness is a forgotten luxury. Kindness is the first thing to burn. They'll soon learn how cruel destiny truly is. Trust nothing but your own strength. The shadows here have no mercy for the weak. Be useful or be discarded. That is the iron law of this world. The harsh truth finally sank in. They began grabbing runes like starving animals. Soon, instinct will replace their fear. They will kill just to grow stronger. Suddenly, a rare glow appeared. The dwarf tribe essence. It felt like pure power. Taesung's heart raced. Would Hansu let him keep such a legendary prize? To his shock, Hansu just nodded. A massive power-up, given away so easily? For a regressor, it was mere trash. Good for defense, but nothing more than a toy. Newbies love the regeneration, but it carries a hidden, ravenous price for blood. Hunger drives the strong to steal. Skill ranks define your very soul here. Geniuses might master 100 skills, but Hansu was no ordinary mortal. He once wielded over 1,000. A god-tier player among mere ants. The world limits humans to 7. Most waste them on mediocre, useless trash. But Hansu possessed a secret. A power that shattered every known boundary. His skills didn't just grow. They evolved into something beyond divine. A simple lizard regeneration skill became an art of absolute immortality. Ares called him the 7 Stars. The only one who could evolve 7 skills infinitely. He bridged a 20-year gap. These skills are his legacy and his weapon. He returned to fix the broken future. Failure is not an option this time. 7 perfect skills. That's all he needs to speedrun this world. Taesung absorbed the dwarf essence. His physical resistance began to soar. Mastery, 1%. The path of a warrior officially begins now. Strength 11.1, accuracy 10.1, and stamina 12.5. His stats were soaring. Physical resistance 10.7. Everything was skyrocketing. The blonde guy, Sung Han, smirked, plotting his move. I'll surpass that jerk soon, he thought. He approached Hansu with fake confidence, patting his shoulder. It's dangerous ahead, so let's stick together. Strong guys like us should lead the way, right? The group descended deeper into the station. Mihi was confused. Why were they heading further down? Hansu explained they needed the subway. Every station was different, but the third basement remained identical. Go through the central gate and head straight down. He knew a path no one else did. A train was waiting to depart. Reaching it was the goal, but the path was pure suicide. They only had 1 day left. Hansu had to clear this hurdle today, no matter the cost. Suddenly, a mysterious blue portal appeared. Mihi was stunned. She had never seen this portal before. Are you really going in there? She asked. We have no idea what's on the other side. I'm just following my instincts, Hansu replied coldly. Anyone who's scared can turn back right now. Seeking glory, the blonde guy stepped forward. I'm in. Inspired by his bravado, others followed suit. Hansu noticed Mihi's trembling hands. She finally understood the true horror of their new reality. To survive this hell, she needed power. Even if it meant sacrificing her looks for raw strength, some chose to stay behind, content with hunting weaklings. I'm going too, another survivor shouted out. The blonde guy laughed. You? You were literally crying in fear just a few minutes ago. Shut it. What I do is none of your business. What did you say to me, kid? Hansu intervened. Enough. Stop this petty bickering. We don't have time for your useless drama. As they walked away, the blonde guy's eyes burned with malice. How dare they humiliate me? Inside the portal, they found a convenience store. While others scavenged, Hansu grabbed a cooking pot. He started a fire, sparking Mihi's curiosity. What on earth are you doing right now? She asked. Cooking, he replied shortly. He pulled out a jar filled with a disgusting, neon green liquid. It was the toxic blood of the green worms. Mihi watched in total silence, completely baffled. Goblins had evolved to resist worms, but their blood contained a secret weakness Hansu intended to exploit. It smells amazing. Give me a bite. Don't, Hansu warned. This stuff is pure. Concentrated poison. Mihi jumped back. Poison? You should have said something sooner. Why are you even making this? How do you know all this? She asked. He smirked. My brain is just overflowing with knowledge. In truth, his mind was screaming from the weight of future memories. Information was the ultimate weapon. Just returning to the past wasn't enough. Without hidden knowledge, you were just another corpse waiting to happen. Improving items was just as vital as finding them. Without a brain, you'll never survive this game. Keep this secret. The voice of his past self echoed. Future knowledge can accelerate the world's collapse. He could only use these cheats when absolutely necessary. Precision was the difference between life and death. After boiling the mixture to perfection, the liquid turned a deep, lethal purple. It was finally ready. He carefully coated his blade with the toxin. Mihi watched, eyeing the remaining stash of poison. Can we use that too? Of course, Hansu said. But it'll cost you half your rune power. You're so stingy, the blonde guy barked. Hansu didn't care. Charity was a luxury he couldn't afford. One-sided relationships always crumble. Pay the price, and the poison is yours to use for now. Fine, let me try it first. Hansu nodded. Careful, if it touches your skin, you're dead. The deals were struck. Hansu turned his focus back to the shadows. It was time to move. After packing their gear, the group stood ready. We're all set. Let's head out and finish this. Hansu looked at their massive bags. Are you trying to be targets? That luggage will kill you. Bury the extra weight. If you can't fight and move, you're just a walking meal for monsters. Leave some supplies behind. Don't make others desperate enough to hunt you. Mihi was genuinely impressed. She realized Hansu was no ordinary survivor. In a world of chaos, he was the ultimate predator. There is no going back. In this hell, survival is the only law. I must live at all costs. I'll play my part. As Hansu thinks this, Mihi smiles at him with shimmering, golden eyes. Goldie glares, his jealousy burning. Hey, Hansu, that cheat power of yours, can we get it too? Hansu considers this. It's possible, he replies. His words light a spark of hope in their hearts. He remembers a friend's warning. In this world, some awaken powers, while the useless are simply discarded. 5 years ago, when he first arrived, hope slowly withered into a suffocating, pitch-black despair. Despair blinded them all. Now, Goldie seethes as Mihi grows closer to the legendary Hansu. If not for that damn power, I wouldn't have to bow my head to a loser like you. Goldie plots in silence. I'll get stronger, date Mihi, and get rid of that bastard Hansu. As they move, Hansu's god-tier instincts flare. He signals a halt, his eyes fixed on the ground. He finds sticky mucus. It's not from a slime or a zombie. His pro-knowledge identifies it instantly. No sour smell, no dry guts. This isn't a zombie. The mystery deepens for the terrified group. Only one possibility remains: land merfolk. They are slow, but their paralyzing venom is a death sentence. They'll tear us apart if we're paralyzed. But Hansu already has a speedrun strategy ready to go. From now on, follow my lead, he commands. The group stands dazed as the veteran takes charge. Within minutes, Hansu crafts improvised firebombs using convenience store chemicals. A masterclass in survival. No gasoline? No problem. He replaces it with flammable chemicals, shocking the others with his ingenuity. Firebombs? Don't tell me you made these from store scraps. Is this another cheat power? Must be nice. You probably love this hell more than our old world, don't you? You can do whatever you want here. If I had your power, I'd... Wait, why are you looking at me like that? If Hansu's old comrades were here, this fool would be dead. Listen up. Here's the plan. 1 throws, 3 attack. The front line gets first priority for the runes. Do you understand? I'll go first. The strongest should lead. Goldie shouts, his greed overriding his common sense. Mihi tries her charms, looking pathetic to get the bomb roll, but the stakes are too high. This is the path to power. No one is backing down. Hansu decides they will take turns. They descend into the station's dark abyss. Fear masks every face, yet they march forward. Hansu suddenly stops. He senses them in the shadows. They're here. Get ready. Mihi, throw it now. She ignites the fuse and hurls the bomb toward the strange noise. The darkness shatters. A land mermaid is caught in the blast, its body wreathed in roaring flames. It screams in agony. Attack now! Don't let their paralyzing venom touch you. Hansu barks. Goldie rushes forward. I won't let that bastard take all the runes. His greed is his fuel. A monster lunges. Goldie swings his blade in a panic, accidentally scoring a deep, lethal wound. The creature collapses. Goldie stares at his knife, amazed. This thing actually works? I'm a genius. That venom I gave you is worth every rune. Hansu's cold calculation is working perfectly. I'll surpass that bastard in no time. Goldie gloats. The battle turns into a one-sided slaughter. More merfolk fall. Everything is going exactly according to the veteran's hidden knowledge and plan. Fire and venom the ultimate counter. Even with a worn blade, Hansu dominates the battlefield. The blade is dull, but the poison will do the work. Hansu stays calm amidst the chaos. Suddenly, Goldie spots a shimmering rune. Greed blinds him to the monsters lurking in the shadows. He reaches out, but a glob of venom hits his leg. His skin sizzles and burns instantly. Agony erupts. Goldie is paralyzed. A skeletal, pale hand reaches out from the darkness toward him. Dozens of red eyes glow in the shadows. The merfolk crawl forward, drooling for their prey. Goldie's face turns ghostly white. He screams for help, his soul leaving his body in terror. One idiot's greed has broken the formation. Now, the entire team is in grave danger. Mihi is out of bombs. She screams for Sangjin to help, but panic is a cruel master. Sangjin froze as the fishman's hideous face loomed close. In a panic, he dropped the final Molotov. The golden-haired bully roared in fury, calling Sangjin a brainless idiot for ruining their last weapon. Once again, the protagonist had to carry these heavy burdens. He calmly ordered them to follow the plan. Just stick to the strategy and we survive, he said. Now, go and claim your ancient runes. That calculating bastard. The golden-haired bully watched Sangjin prepare to collect his glowing mana crystals. Greed flickered in his eyes. If he stole Sangjin's runes, his own power would skyrocket instantly. A sinister smirk twisted his face. The Choi family tradition was built on such cold-blooded betrayal. Before Sangjin could react, the bully's hand tightened around his throat. You useless, pathetic trash. You nearly got me killed with your clumsiness, he spat. Jin Tae-sung, what are you doing? Let him go. But the bully just sneered. Consider yourself lucky, you bottom feeder. Watch your place. Lest you forget, you were just crawling on the ground recently. Know your role in this world. Keep following others like your failure of a father. I'm taking your runes as a tax. But before his hand could reach them, a dagger hissed through the air, piercing the earth. That doesn't belong to you, Hansu stated coldly. The bully barked back. Why give them to a loser? It's a waste to give runes to garbage. Why don't we just split his share between us? We should distribute things fairly. Hansu narrowed his eyes. Don't touch another man's livelihood. Livelihood? Whatever. Don't regret this later. Songjin managed to keep his precious ancient runes. I'm sorry we're such a burden, Songjin whispered. Watching us fight must be annoying for you. This is enough for me, Songjin continued. I won't complain, even if I fail my part. Will you stay with us until the end? Han-Su acted as if he might vanish at any moment. Follow me if you want. You're doing fine for now, so stop worrying and keep moving forward. The monsters dropped runes of strength and stamina. It seemed their physical traits dictated the loot drops. Not bad at all. Strength and stamina were exactly the core stats he needed to dominate this stage. Player Kang Han-Su. Strength, 25.3. Stamina, 24.5. System alert. Achievement unlocked. Total physical stats have exceeded 50. Congratulations, you are the world's first traveler. Han-Su smirked. Finally, he had lured it out. Weren't you the traveler who raised your hand earlier? The little devil appeared. I wondered who was progressing so fast. My instincts were correct after all. We love those who strive for power. For the most active traveler, I have a special gift. Curious? Should I tell you? One teammate complained. This isn't fair. Our starting stats were different. The devil laughed. Why so afraid? Once the game begins, I won't interfere with your lives directly. We won't kill you just because we dislike you. Though there are always a few exceptions. Perhaps you'll be one? Just kidding. This joke never gets old, does it? Life is rarely fair. You know it's true. Some people are born with talents that others can never hope to reach. Do those people throw away their gifts to be equal? No. This world was never balanced. Complaining is a waste of time. Now, it is time for the victor to receive his due reward. For reaching the stat milestone, choose 3 runes: accuracy, sensory perception, or perhaps a healing rune. The healing rune is a single-use miracle. Even with a hole in your gut, it can save you. It cures most poisons too. Having this is basically like carrying an extra life in your pocket. A healing rune? That meant surviving a fatal blow. The 3 teammates looked at Han-Su with hope. They prayed he would pick one for them if things turned south. But Han-Su had other plans. Do you have runes for magic immunity? The devil grinned. Of course. The teammates' faces fell instantly. Healing is useful, but magic and physical immunity are nearly impossible to find during this early training. Raising stamina only helps recovery speed. True defense comes from fundamental resistance and immunity stats. Experience allows me to dodge physical strikes, but magical attacks follow entirely different, unavoidable rules. My business here is done, the devil chirped. I'm counting on you, so make the future interesting. Good luck, handsome Oppa, the little demon teased. Were those girls really calling him that? Han-Su's squad pushed forward, slaughtering the merfolk infesting the station. With the power of ancient runes coursing through them, the hunt became child's play. Mihi watched in awe as the monsters fell one by one. Staring at Han-Su's back, she wondered what hidden trick he was preparing now. Was it another deadly poison? Yet, something felt different this time. His movements were identical to before. Despite hoarding countless runes, his physical speed hadn't increased at all. Why was he holding back his true power? The secret was simple. By merely focusing his mind, Han-Su could manifest his collected runes. Should I try it too? She wondered, mesmerized by his technique. Don't bother, Han-Su warned coldly. It's useless for you. Copying him would only hinder the hunt, leaving them vulnerable and completely inefficient. First, you can't hold this many runes. Second, if I fall in battle, these runes become worthless. They all vanish the moment I die. Every rune I've gathered will drop if I'm killed. So why gather them? Simple. I'm stockpiling them for a much bigger purpose in the future. These will be our future currency. Once the New World Order is established, these runes will be worth more than gold itself. In the training zone, these replace money. But you newbies aren't ready for this. Just stick to picking them up one by one for now. Are you looking down on us? The blonde guy barked. If you can do it, why can't we? They had no idea who they were dealing with. They were clueless about the horrors below. Once the curse takes hold, they'll wake up to reality if they're lucky enough to survive the night. Time for a reality check. Whether you follow me or hunt runes, I don't care. But from this moment, you must follow my lead. I need one thing from you all right now. Hand over every single weapon you have. No questions asked. Just do it. Are you robbing us? They screamed. You already have a blade. but their cheap weapons were useless against the terror lurking in the shadows. These dull blades won't even scratch the monsters below. I need fresh steel to survive. Did they think I was joking about the danger? You think we'll just agree, you bastard? The blonde spat. If you take our weapons, how are we supposed to defend ourselves against the horde? We have to fight too. Do you expect us to just hide behind your back like cowards? Sang-jin tried to step in to help. Sang-jin offered his blade, but the blonde silenced him with a roar. Shut it. Fine. You want to act tough? Go ahead then. Do you want to face the beast below? Han-soo asked. The blonde smirked. Watch me. I'm sick of your arrogant eyes looking down on me. This was his chance to shine. He agreed instantly, oblivious to the nightmare waiting in the darkness. The fool had no idea what was coming. He didn't know the terror lurking below. Two choices, Han-soo stated coldly. Either I leave and you die, or you stay back and watch. Watch me take it down alone. Which will it be? The pressure in the air was suffocating as they weighed their very lives. I'll stay back, one whispered. Me too. If even Han-soo was this serious. The creature below was surely a harbinger of certain death. We should cooperate, the blonde shouted, desperate. This coward is just trying to hog all the rewards for himself like a thief. Are you really going to let him do this? He didn't care about the loser Sang-jin, but losing Mihi's support would be serious trouble. Enough talk, Han-soo cut in sharply. Let's move. He regretted even trying to explain things to these idiots in the first place. They finally descended into the abyss. The blonde fool thought there was legendary loot waiting, his greed blinding him to the true danger. He believed Han-soo wanted the treasure for himself. But moments after entering, the three brave warriors came sprinting back in pure terror. I warned you, Han-soo muttered as they scrambled past. The monster below wasn't something they could even dream of defeating. Just keep running. That beast was an eldritch horror from another dimension. They couldn't believe Han-soo intended to face that monstrosity all by himself. He's insane, they screamed. Meanwhile, Han-soo stood his ground against a colossal serpent that defied the very laws of nature. The titan serpent unhinged its maw, gathering devastating energy. Han-soo smirked. He had seen this move 1,000 times in his past life. Thanks to his high magic resistance, he could weather the storm. The shockwave was immense. This beast possessed overwhelming magical authority and power. Its scales were harder than diamond. No ordinary blade could ever hope to pierce its hide. This was a true boss-level threat, but every fortress has a flaw. The gaps between its scales were its only vulnerability. Han-soo prepared to strike with surgical precision. With a flash of steel, he buried a blade into its vital spot. The serpent roared in agony, its thrashing becoming even more lethal. The beast lashed out blindly, its massive tail slamming Han-soo into the stone wall. The serpent was finally beginning to take him seriously. In its own lair, the monster's physical defense was buffed. Worse yet, the toxic gas it exhaled was starting to cloud his vision. 5 knives remained. 1 or 2 missed strikes would mean certain death. Suddenly, a voice called out, "Take these. Use them wisely. Don't waste them, you bastard." It was a small favor, but enough to turn the tide. Han-soo's true hunt was just beginning. The echoes of the clash reached them even from the depths. Is he really fighting that thing alone? Mihai whispered, her heart racing. Mihai! We have to move, they urged. We're unarmed. We need to find shelter at the convenience store before it's too late. I'm going back for him, Mihi shouted, turning around. Sang-jin hesitated but followed, leaving the cowards behind as they rushed back into danger. Forced to follow, the blonde trailed behind them back into the station. Han-soo, are you all right? Mihi's voice rang out through the chaos. Terror choked her words as the nightmare unfolded. Han-soo's left arm was being devoured by the serpent. Blood sprayed everywhere, but the legend didn't flinch. He drove his blade deep into the beast's throat. The monster shrieked in agony and retreated. 3 hits landed perfectly. Not bad for a warm-up. The wound was deep, but his boosted stats were already working. His god-tier regeneration was kicking in. Higher-level monsters evolve resistances, making them tanks. But down here, they are still vulnerable to raw lethality. Flashy skills are a trap in the early stages. Tactical poison is the true king of the newbie zones. Without my paralysis toxins, this speedrun would have stalled. Finally, the giant snake collapsed into the dirt. Mihai rushed over, trembling with fear. Are you okay? Why did you stay behind to fight alone? It is just a flesh wound. Watch, it is already closing. The blond guy watched, his jaw dropping. Fighting that behemoth solo? The gap between them wasn't just wide, it was a literal infinite abyss. Victory achieved! Han-Su claimed his prize, the shockwave rune of the Scale Serpent. This magic-type rune was a rare treasure, useless for his physical build, but a goldmine for trading. Are you going to use that? The team asked greedily. No, he replied. It requires too much mana. Then let me have it, they shouted. But Han-Shu wasn't running a charity for the weak. Know your place, he scoffed. Giving power to those who can't use it is a waste of resources. The blond guy fumed. This was the same coward who was hiding behind everyone just minutes ago. Stop your bickering, Han-Su commanded. I never said it was free. It goes to the highest bidder. 5% discount if you buy now. The team stood frozen. Was he seriously running a shop? Goldie finally stammered. Can I pay in installments? Han-Shu's cold silence was his only answer. After a frantic huddle, they decided Mihi would take it. She was the only one he trusted. 6 strength runes. That is the price. He wasn't being mean. He was teaching them survival. There are no free meals in this hell. Dependency is a death sentence. Remember that well. Transaction complete. Now, for the real hunt. The Joram lizards were lurking in the shadows nearby. Han-Shu activated his hidden knowledge to craft. He produced a strange, metallic needle that felt soft. The others watched in awe. What kind of overpowered artifact was he building in this wasteland? He ignored them, harvesting the snake's organs with surgical precision. It was time for some monster tech. More poison? Goldie asked. No, Han-Shu replied. This time, I am making something much sharper. Serpent scales are tough, but they aren't enough for the next floor. He needed a specialized weapon. Weapon number 111. One of the most efficient combinations from his past life's memory. Training weapon 111. Its area damage is low, but its piercing power is absolute. If you can strike the enemy's soul point with precision, a heavy sword is just a useless toy. The tip was a bit blunt, but it would have to do. A DIY masterpiece for a speedrunner. He needed this level of lethality immediately. Waiting for professional alchemists would take months he didn't have. Every second counts in this race. Efficiency is the only thing that separates legends from corpses. This needle was the key to breaking the Hidden Guardian's defense and claiming the second secret fragment. Success. The fusion of serpent and lizard parts created a weapon that defied all logic. It was superior to any level 5 gear. Goldie's eyes turned green with envy. Can I buy that? I will give you every rune I have. He realized his own sword was just a toothpick. This is too difficult for a newbie to handle, Han-Su said. Besides, I am out of materials. Damn it, Goldie cursed. He thought Han-Shu was just being a selfish, power-hungry jerk. They pushed through the final station and found a train. It was clean, powered, and ready to go. But Han-Shu stopped them at the door. His voice was colder than ice, devoid of emotion. This train is for one person only. Get out and start walking. Did you not hear me? Are you kidding? There is plenty of room. The group's patience finally snapped in the tension. Who gave you the right to decide? We fought together. You can't just ditch us like this. Facing their arrogant demands, Han-Shu remained silent. These fools actually believed they carried him? Pure delusion. They tried to exploit the situation, but lacked vision. Suddenly, Han-Shu's blade glimmered with deadly intent. No rules say I must lead, he stated coldly. In this lawless wasteland, power is the only logic. Leave now, or settle this with blood. Complain to your lawyers in the afterlife if you survive. Han-Shu leveled his weapon at the blonde leader's skull. Make your choice. Life or death. The train departed, abandoning the trio. The blonde leader hissed in rage, cursing the bastard Han-Shu. He spoke like a veteran but acted like a lunatic. Perhaps a combined attack could take him? If they won, his legendary loot was theirs. If they lost, surely he wouldn't kill them all? But Han-Shu's murderous gaze had paralyzed them. The blonde leader's limbs had felt like leaden weights. One move, and he'd have ended me. How could a mere look freeze a veteran's soul? Mihi finally spoke up. We shouldn't have pushed him. He's the reason we survived this far. Provoking him was a death sentence. We must move forward alone if we want to live. Those brainless curs. This is exactly why you losers will never grasp the peak of power. Isn't strength worth any price? I will become the absolute predator in this world of gods. Aboard the train, Han-Shu calculated his next moves. 20 stations lay ahead on this subway route. Each station held random relics, but there was no turning back once a station was passed. Reaching the end guaranteed nothing. Caution was essential as they finally reached the 12th station. He possessed 8 weapons now, including Kento's claws and the steel gauntlets of Rang. Laron's ring revealed weaknesses, but with his hidden knowledge, he already knew every monster's fatal flaw. It was useless to him. He needed mobility, something to dance through the battlefield like a ghost. He hoped for something different, perhaps a tool to increase his movement speed or tactical flexibility. Instead, he found maniac cigarettes. Lighting one boosted his stats once the smoke filled his lungs. Hitting the filter increased all rune stats by 20% for 10 minutes. A perfect battle buff. This was exactly what Han Shu needed for the upcoming grind. He lit a cigarette immediately. Smoking again? A memory of me, he teased. You'll ruin that handsome face if you keep it up. He smiled. This time is different. 4 days remained, until the next hidden piece finally appeared. He had 2 choices: grind for runes or clear the remaining high-reward quests in the area. He didn't know the exact drops, but he focused on missions with the highest potential rewards. Among the remaining tasks, one offered a legendary prize with a very short completion time: the Philosopher's Stone. It boosted all base stats by 10 and offered instant, critical wound healing. Such treasures were rare even in S-rank danger zones, but the quest trigger was a tragedy. It required activating a hidden event involving 𝑗𝒊𝒊𝒄, a tragic member of the Death Squad. Betrayed by those she trusted most while volunteering, her fury had awakened a terrifying dark power. Within 7 weeks, she had slaughtered her betrayers and ripped their hearts out in cold blood. She then attempted suicide, triggering this quest. Han Shu decided to skip this grim encounter. It conflicted with his goal of saving lives. As night fell, limited-time lunar quests began appearing. He remembered the rich man's food pouch. He needed to secure his stamina for the night. He would be busy defending it under the moonlight. First, he needed to eat and recover. But when Han Shu returned to the convenience store, the shelves had been stripped completely bare. Those vultures, doing something this stupid right before the moon rises? Let's see their courage. Near Gangnam Station, a group of looters moved like a swarm, hoarding every resource in sight. They took everything? One asked. Should we stop them? They fled the moment they heard us. They were efficient and numerous. Even with high stats, a mob could still be lethal. Han Shu watched from the shadows. These fools didn't realize they were just attracting the monsters. The speedrun was about to get a lot more violent. He gripped his blade, ready for blood. They haven't returned yet, so don't rush. I can't believe they already found the convenience store. My timing was slightly off. I thought we had more time, but they moved fast. After looting everything, the gang actually had the nerve to wave at us. Are they seriously mocking us right now? They're flaunting the loot to bait us into a fight. Ignore them. Let's just move out. The group was completely blind to Blondie's real scheme. Why would that idiot wave at me like we're friends? It turns out Blondie had already made a secret deal with them. You guys need food, right? He had asked earlier. Check the subway station. Grab the supplies before someone else beats you to it. Blondie's goal was clear: pure chaos. He wanted to manufacture a clash between Han Shu and the gang. Then, Han Shu would be forced to beg for his help. Why should we trust you? Are you baiting us into a fight with that Han Shu guy? You don't realize the situation you're in? What did you say, you punk? Do you realize our boss is— He didn't even finish before Blondie's fist connected with his face. You trash aren't even on my level. Why would I trap such weaklings? Think carefully. I'm giving you a golden opportunity. That night, Han Shu finally returned. Jumi Hai exhaled in relief, knowing the group's strongest asset was finally back. Blondie hid a wicked smirk. In his mind, Han Shu was walking straight into a masterfully crafted trap he had set. Even if things went south, he had his alibi ready. He was playing a dangerous game of chess with everyone's lives. We're in trouble, Han Shu. Those thugs cleared out the convenience store. I know, Han Shu replied calmly. I saw them. How much food is left? Barely anything. We tried to salvage what we could, but there was just too much chaos. Now that you're here, we should just take it back. But taking them all on alone would be suicide for you. I can lend a hand if you're desperate. But Han Shu's response caught him off guard. Let's just eat first. Is he mocking me? Blondie slammed his fist onto the table in a rage. Hold on. This isn't right at all. Have you no shame? We risked our lives to secure this food. Don't you think you should offer something in return? Hand over something valuable, and I might reconsider. What's gotten into you? Tae-sung. The atmosphere grew incredibly tense. We were going to share this anyway. Just give it to him. For no reason? We staked our lives for this stash. Even among friends, there must be fairness. Hanshu didn't lift a finger while we were out there suffering. Didn't anyone ever tell you? There's no such thing as a free lunch in this cruel new world. Seeing the group's doubt, Blondie felt triumphant. If he could turn them against Hansu, he would finally rule everything. Let's see how long he keeps that smug face. I have nothing to give you in exchange for scraps of food. What should I do? Oh, come on. You've got plenty. Why not share the loot you found in there? What did you find? He went into those hidden zones alone. He must have found some top-tier gear or items. He should share with the team, right? After all, you're going to stay with us anyway, aren't you? He tried to bait Hanshu with a candy bar like a child. Hanshu just stared back coldly. You've learned some nasty tricks. What's that supposed to mean? Stop dodging and answer me. Wait, Kang Hanshu, where are you going? Am I some kind of kid? How could Kang Tae-sung spew such garbage? Whatever. Stay safe. Good luck surviving. Guys, stop fighting. We made it this far without trouble. Why are we tearing the group apart now? We have to bring him back. Let him go, Mi-hee. If he wants to die alone, let him. Don't stop him, acting so high and mighty until the very end. Once he gets hungry, he'll come crawling back for our scraps. We don't need that jerk. We can handle this ourselves. Wait, Jumi-hai? What are you doing? Are you seriously ditching us for him? I'm coming too. Hansu, can I follow you? I can't carry you. But like I said, the choice is yours. If you want to follow, then come. Blondie exploded in a jealous rage. Mi-hee, you haven't even gotten your rune yet. And Sang-jin, you're staying, right? But then, Sang-jin spoke up. I'm going with Hanshu. Blondie gripped his shoulder, his face twisted in fury. Do you even realize what you're saying? He hissed through gritted teeth. You can't act like this toward me. Do you think my father will let yours off the hook? I adopted a stray dog, and now you bite back? You forgot who your master is. No one even knows we're alive out here. You think you'll survive? What exactly are you going to tell my father? At this point, none of that matters anymore. Understand? I have no reason to obey you ever again. Fine. Get lost. We have all the food anyway. You think life is better out there? You'll all come crawling back here eventually. Just you wait and see. Mi-hai and Sang-jin split from the pack to follow Hansu. Leave the food, he commanded. Are you sure? Our bags are empty, they worried. Food is worthless now, Hansu replied coldly. In a ruined store, Hansu snatched a new jacket. The real trial begins now. Let's move. Midnight is coming, Hansu whispered. The others were clueless. What changed when the clock struck 12? Suddenly, Mi-hai felt a chill. The moon above. It looked terrifyingly wrong, as if it were watching. That wasn't a moon, it was a gargantuan eye. Our food. Sang-jin screamed in horror. It's all sand. Every scrap of survival rations they gathered had disintegrated into worthless, gritty dust. This was impossible. Then, a sinister light began to pulse. The humans, they're glowing? Our positions are being exposed. We're beacons in the dark, Hansu noted. Even through walls, every survivor's location was visible to all. The world was forcing them into a bloodbath. Hansu, did you foresee this glowing massacre? I'm a player, not a prophet, Hansu lied. His hidden knowledge remained his most lethal weapon. Desperation fueled the chaos nearby. Who took the food? Give it back, you bastard. You ate it all. Hansu sighed. This trash-tier world was predictable. This was exactly why he traveled light. Once the Eye of Oran opens, all mundane sustenance vanishes. It's the first rule of this hell. Where now? They asked. To finish the job, Hansu replied. Elsewhere, the Golden Group panicked. Their supplies were gone. The convenience stores are picked clean. What do we do now? We'll starve. That bastard Hansu, he played us for fools. He knew this would happen from the start. Rage consumed the Golden Girl. Find that scammer. I'll make him pay for this ultimate humiliation. If they join the main guild, we're finished. Should we split and run while we still can? Should we crawl back to Hansu, back to that trash? Have you no pride left? Pride won't fill your stomach, the other countered. Staying here is a certain death sentence. Think, if the thugs find us, they'll target Hansu next. We can provide support if they're in danger. A temporary truce, they reasoned. In this nightmare, even an enemy can be a useful tool. Fine. We'll use him until his usefulness expires. Let's move out and find that bastard. The golden leader stepped out snap. A hidden snare clamped onto his leg like a starving beast. Save me! Don't just stand there, you idiots, he shrieked, clawing desperately at the concrete. Relax. I just want a friendly chat, a shadow loomed. It was the ruthless gangster king. Seeing the danger, his allies bolted, leaving him to scream helpless curses into the night air. Behold the trap of Oran, the leader chuckled. I've been busy setting these while you played hero. Enough small talk. Where are the other 3 mice hiding? Tell me, and I might be merciful. The leader slammed his foot down. Boom! The asphalt shattered under his monstrous, overwhelming strength. I'll talk. I'll tell you everything, the coward whimpered, his resolve breaking like brittle glass. Good boy. But first, an old friend has a score to settle with you. Finish him. Long time no see, scum. Did you think I'd forget what you did to me? You're just a cockroach, he spat. If only his team hadn't abandoned him to this fate. He's useful, so don't kill him yet. Just teach him a lesson he'll never forget, boys. The thugs swarmed. A brutal symphony of fists and boots rained down on the pathetic traitor. I'll kill you all for leaving me, he roared. Meanwhile, the survivors finally tracked down Hansu. In the ruins, Hansu's group was feasting on succulent, grilled meat. The aroma was intoxicatingly sweet. Their mouths watered in desperation. That looks amazing. Move over, let's join the feast. Shink. Hansu's blade bit into the concrete. Cross this line, and it's your final mistake. Hansu, what is this? She shrieked. Stay back, he warned, his mouth full of delicious steak. Are you a child? We aren't your enemies, she cried, her pride vanishing at the smell. My sixth sense says your presence brings nothing but trouble. Hansu smirked, eyes cold as ice. In fact, it says you two are already dead men walking. Run if you want to live. They're fast. Behind them, the gang leader and his thugs have already closed the distance, cornering our duo. Tension spikes. In this lawless hellscape, nothing exists to stop these predators from committing the ultimate sin. The selfish glutton's pouch, a god-tier item with a twisted requirement. Cook and gorge on massive amounts of food alone. Under the moonlight, the ritual begins. But there is a hidden, darker price to pay for this legendary power. You must embrace absolute greed, no sharing allowed. Only the one who consumes everything alone receives the divine reward. While the world starves, you must cross the line of humanity. It is a brutal test of one's resolve. The quest creator's sense of humor is truly warped. To survive here, one must possess a heart of cold stone. Suddenly, that yellow-haired coward reappears, looking like a mangled dog after his run-in with the underworld thugs. Are you okay? Shut up! How dare you leave me behind? He barks, desperately trying to shift the blame. Stop the pathetic excuses. If you hadn't run, I wouldn't be this miserable. Calm down, newbie. Let the adults talk. Young man, you've got talent. Tell me, where did you find such high-quality meat? Meat is everywhere. Though, I don't think I need to explain the true nature of what I'm eating, do I? The leader freezes. He actually eats that? My men tried and died from the toxins, yet he feasts like a king. It seems you found a secret way to purify it. They're eating as if it's a 5-star banquet. Stew it with goblin blood if you want it edible. That's the only free tip you're getting today, old man. The leader's gaze turns lethal. The yellow-haired brat whispered that Hansu holds a hidden superpower and rare station artifacts. Today is the perfect day for a hunt. Even with a level gap, we can overwhelm him with sheer numbers. He's just a 20-year-old kid. He might be used to monsters, but fighting humans is a whole different beast. Hey, newbie. Go take a bite. Talk to your friends. Surely they won't mind sharing with a comrade, right? Who would be friends with a snake like him? Why is he ordering me? The boss wants to avoid a scene. The boss is right. Let's have a little chat. Stay back. Don't you dare cross that line on the ground. Shut your mouth. You're all trash. Hansu's patience has finally evaporated. Mercy is no longer an option. If he yields once, these hyenas will only grow more arrogant. It's time to teach them a lesson in fear. The moment the coward's foot crosses the boundary, Hansu's blade flashes. A limb is severed in a heartbeat. Agonizing screams tear through the air. My leg! You psycho! You actually did it over a piece of meat? Where is your humanity? How could you do this to me? Look at him. He's a monster who won't share. If he stays strong, he'll slaughter you all to hoard the runes. Boss, kill him now. He's a demon. Men, prepare for battle. The boss hesitates, but the brat is right. If Hansu grows stronger, we are finished. We are armed to the teeth, and the moonlight marks him. He has nowhere to run. Kill him now. Damn it. What is with those terrifying eyes? What kind of carnage has this kid witnessed to look like that? Surrounded by enemies, Hansu doesn't flinch. His aura is that of a predator facing a pack of rats. Ares and Cadian's voices echo. Ares wants peace, but Cadian demands the total annihilation of all threats. To prevent future betrayal, you must crush them into dust. Both powers finally agree. No mercy for the enemy. With a primal roar, the thugs draw their steel and charge. Hansu grips his weapon, eyes cold as ice. Since you started this, I'll test my new god-tier techniques on your bodies before the night ends. He lunges, his footsteps shattering the concrete. He isn't just fighting. He is speedrunning a massacre. The thugs are paralyzed. How can he move like a phantom? Their brains cannot process his godlike speed. Before a thought can form, the first man is launched into the sky. Hansu is a whirlwind of death. In mere seconds, 10 thugs are already on the ground. The leader's heart sinks as he watches the slaughter. Did this monster collect every rune in the station? At this rate, we'll be wiped out in minutes. Don't run. We have the numbers. Pin him down. But his men are already fleeing in pure terror. The gang scatters like vermin, leaving the leader alone. He stands face to face with the nightmare he created. You think I'll retreat, you brat? Think carefully. Do you really intend to slaughter everyone here tonight? Despite the leader's desperate roars, the subordinates fled in terror, leaving the boss to face Hansu alone. Damn you! You think I'll retreat? The boss snarled, questioning if this boy truly intended to slaughter everyone. Do you really think you can find peace after killing a human? This is worlds apart from hunting monsters. You're snuffing out real lives now. That's a heavy burden that a mere kid like you can't. But before he could finish his lecture, Hansu's blade sang. A cold flash of steel severed the silence. The leader's lifeless body slumped onto the cold floor. Around him, the defeated thugs groaned in agony. The air was thick with the scent of iron and despair. His former teammates trembled, watching the carnage unfold. Hansu's absolute ruthlessness sent icy shivers down their spines. He turned his cold gaze toward them, asking why they stayed. Are you here to fight me too? Just like these fools? Their eyes met, filled with a primal, suffocating terror. Without a single word, they turned and fled into the night. They knew better than to cross a monster in human skin. With the trash cleared, Hansu calmly sat back down to eat. Don't stare, he muttered. I'm not sharing my meal. Mihi and Sungjin were trapped between relief and pure horror. They had chosen the strongest ally, but at what cost? Hansu dined peacefully amidst a sea of fresh corpses. His chilling indifference was more terrifying than the battle itself. As the first rays of dawn broke, the moon faded away. It seemed the system's curse only thrived in the darkness. I've stuffed myself with 3 days' worth of rations already. My stomach is screaming, but I can't stop now. The hidden mission to persuade others was a total failure. However, I secured a far more legendary prize instead. A subspace relic that protects food from the moon's corruption. It stores 5 times the normal capacity for easy travel. With this, 2 weeks of survival are already guaranteed. My goal as a regressor is to save as many as possible. To minimize chaos, I must establish the first absolute laws. Order is the only way to build a true vanguard force. Rule number 1. Murdering players for runes is strictly forbidden. I could harvest them all myself, but I need their future strength. Enforcing laws this early will be a brutal uphill battle. But as a god-tier player, I have the power to make them obey. I need to clean up my tracks while I still have eyes on me. Greed will eventually drive someone to cross the line for power. The temptation of runes is a poison that rots the weak-minded. Soon, someone will break, and I must be ready to strike. This is where we part ways, Sungjin said with a shaky voice. I can't follow your path of blood any longer. Hansu simply nodded. respecting the boy's choice to leave. Sungjin bid his final farewell and vanished into the ruins. He turned to Mihi, questioning why she chose to stay. Aren't you terrified of the monster standing before you? Fear gripped her heart, but her survival instinct was sharper. She knew staying by his side was her only chance to live. I'll stick to you like glue because I know there's no coming back. Hansu smirked, impressed by her sharp intuition for survival. Meanwhile, the golden-haired thug crawled through the dirt in rage. You useless trash, he spat at his fallen subordinates. Hansu made a fatal mistake by leaving me alive today. These wounds are already knitting back together with hidden power. Once I fully recover, I'll hunt down every last one of you. Especially you, Hansu. I'll make you beg for death. And Mihi, I'll save the worst agony for you. Suddenly, a dark shadow loomed over his broken body. He looked up to find Sungjin standing there in the moonlight. Why had this coward returned to the scene of the slaughter? The thug grinned, thinking he could manipulate the boy again. This is my chance to survive and take my revenge. Help me up, Sungjin. We're allies, aren't we? You can't just leave me here after everything we've been through. Help me, and I'll show you how to become truly powerful. He tried to act tough, hiding the fact he was near death. Sungjin, kill that brat Hansu first, the thug desperately commanded. Sungjin silently reached down and gripped a discarded blade. The thug didn't notice the hollow, murderous void in Sungjin's eyes. Good. Now let's harvest the runes from these dying losers. We can split the loot 50-50, just you and me. But before he could finish, Sungjin lunged forward with fury. He grabbed the leader's collar, his face a mask of cold rage. What the hell are you doing? The thug screamed in panic. Sungjin's eerie calmness was more suffocating than Hansu's blade. I need to seize this opportunity while I still can. His eyes were devoid of any warmth or human emotion. I should have done this from the very beginning, he whispered. The thug's arrogance crumbled into pure, pathetic desperation. Let me go, you crazy bastard. How dare you defy me? Ignoring the pleas, Sungjin buried the knife deep into his chest. You told me to know my place, old man. Now it's your turn to learn yours in the afterlife. Without your father's name, you're nothing but a pathetic worm. You enjoyed barking orders while hiding behind your family's influence. But in this new world, those titles mean absolutely nothing. After ending the life, Sungjin struck his own face to wake up. Be strong, he muttered. This is nothing compared to Hansu. For him, this was just a mission he had to conquer. To reach that god-tier level, Sungjin gripped his blade and stalked toward the survivors. Wait, friend! Let's talk, the survivors begged. If we shake hands, we'll become unstoppable. Please, show some mercy. Forgive me, Kang Hansu. At that moment, I finally understood. To a monster like him, I was nothing more than a pathetic insect. I don't need your protection. If only I had the courage to fight by your side during the crisis. If only I had chosen strength over fear. Could I have stood as your equal? If I had evolved instead of cowering, maybe you wouldn't have discarded me like trash. Nothing has changed since the past. Back then, I was paralyzed by caution, forever hiding in the shadows of others. But now, I'll prove it. I'll become a monster just like you. By using these fools as stepping stones, I'll finally catch up. Meanwhile, Hansu and Mihi were ambushed by aerial predators. Mihi drew her weapon, desperate to grow stronger through the heat of battle. She wanted to sharpen her skills alone, but focus slipped for a second. A winged beast dived from the blind spot, aiming for her throat. Slash. Hansu's blade bifurcated the monster instantly. Mihi's eyes filled with gratitude as she realized her own lingering weakness. I still need your help, don't I? Hansu noted that strategic independence and reckless solitude were two very different things. If a skill has a flaw, seeking an ally's support is just common sense. Here is your share of the loot, he added coldly. Make sure you master the strengths and weaknesses of your abilities. He was always meticulous about the spoils of war. No handouts here. 2 days have passed. Today marks the 3rd day since arrival. Buying the haste and magic augmentation manuals from Hansu was a stroke of genius. Without those buffs, I'd never keep up. I'm pushing my limits every second, trying to stop relying on his overwhelming shadow. Hansu's internal stats were perfectly optimized. To a veteran speedrunner, maintaining a balanced build is the ultimate foundation for power. With every attribute in perfect sync, growth is explosive and flawless. He was crafting the perfect avatar of destruction. Suddenly, The imp's grating voice echoed through the air. Listen up, insects. Return to the starting point immediately, or face a gruesome execution. It's the demon. Let's move. As they trekked back, Mihi couldn't help but steal glances at the man who had already conquered fate. Got something to say? Then say it, Hansu remarked. Mihi's face flushed a deep crimson as she struggled to find the right words. Summoning every ounce of her courage, she blurted out, "Do you have a girlfriend?" The silence that followed was agonizingly awkward. Was that too personal? I shouldn't think this way. But his sudden generosity was sparking strange, uncontrollable feelings in my heart. Asterisk. She looks shy, but she's surprisingly bold. Asterisk, Hansu thought. At first, she was so terrified she couldn't even speak. A girlfriend? Currently, she's someone I haven't even met in this timeline yet. But this time, I refuse to lose her again. I don't remember, he lied calmly. Soon, they reached the gathering, where the faces of survivors reflected pure, unadulterated dread. Familiar faces lined the crowd, but the air was thick with a heavy, suffocating tension. Something was about to go horribly wrong. The imp materialized with a sinister grin. My, you maggots certainly know how to scurry when your master calls. I've got 2 pieces of good news for you today. First, if you survive the next 72 hours, you can finally leave this hellhole. A reason to celebrate, isn't it? Well, where's the thunderous applause for your benevolent host? No reaction? Fine. Since you're all so thrilled, let's introduce the true star of this twisted stage. Behold the fortress before you. This is the heart of our little event, the great magic altar. And inside, a darling little pet is waiting just for you. Can you feel its heartbeat? It's absolutely starving for company. Meet the flesh eater. We haven't fed the poor thing in 24 hours, and it's dying to tear someone apart. This altar might look grand, but it's crumbling. Just look at all that dust. It won't hold the beast much longer. Once those walls shatter, I wonder, how many of you pathetic morsels will actually survive the night? Now for the second piece of news. There's a way to put our little puppy back to sleep so it stops scratching the walls. If it's dreaming, it won't try to escape. Any guesses on how to soothe the beast? I might even give the winner a blessing. You lot are boring actors. Fine, here's the simple recipe. 5 sacrifices a day, 5 lives to keep the monster at bay. 72 hours means 3 meals. With 60 of you left, that's a small price for the rest of your survival, right? A quarter of you will become its sleeping pills. The choice is yours. Will you sacrifice the few to save the many? Still feeling hesitant? Then let me show you what happens when you try to play the hero. The screen flickered to life, showing a colossal nightmare massacring players in another zone. They didn't stand a ghost of a chance. This wasn't a fight, it was a harvest. Against such overwhelming power, their hopes were nothing but a cruel, bloody illusion. That group tried the power of unity route. As you can see, it was a total massacre. Fighting that thing is pure suicide. So, we're back to the only logical choice. Now, the real question is, who among you will be the first course? Sleep? Why ask me? Whether you use force or draw lots, handle it yourselves. As long as the sacrifice is alive, anything goes. You have 1 hour to choose before the ritual begins. The countdown starts now. You're safe for 24 hours, but then, 1 hour remains to pick the victim. Choose wisely. We're doomed. That cursed demon. Hansu, what on earth should we do now? The outcome is already decided. A man in a black cap suggests fairness through drawing straws today. 5 people today, 5 tomorrow. But the crowd erupts in anger. Why must we be fair now? Why stick together? Suddenly, Sangjin sneers. Long time no see. Did you really just say that? I'll say it again. Fairness is useless here. What do you want? We can't just walk in there. Not with that monster waiting. There's a simpler way. Sangjin crushes a lamppost barehanded. Terror grips the crowd. He's evolved. We start with the weak and useless. 5 sacrifices is all it takes. His overwhelming aura demands submission. Everyone, listen up. I like this power. No more wasted time. The weak must die so the strong survive. Fighting that beast together? Impossible, and you know it. It's a suicide mission. But there's another way to stop the fighting. We don't need trash like you. The weak go first as offerings. Right? What's your take on this? Hansu, I'm not weak anymore. You noticed, didn't you? I've grown stronger. I'll help you, because making you an enemy is a bad move. I'm catching up to your level. But first, I need your help. This plan is perfect. Make the right choice. Not a bad idea, but hear me out. If you follow my lead, everyone lives. No sacrifices needed. What? A way to save everyone? Don't tell me you want us to fight that monster together. That's madness. After seeing that footage, you should know. How can we kill a beast that regenerates by eating us? Who said anything about us fighting? Then what? Are you saying you'll go in there alone? Exactly. That's my plan. Ridiculous. How can one man slay that beast? Do you actually think he can? This isn't a low-level goblin hunt. If we fail in 1 hour, we all die. The clock is ticking. I thought I was catching up, but he's already on another level. Can he really solo that nightmare? I'll face it, but not like this. So the strongest should fight? Let's go together then. Stop interrupting me. Are you even listening? What the hell is your actual proposal, Hansu? Will you take me with you? No way. It's simple. If I max out my strength and stamina, I can duel that monster one-on-one. Here is my deal. Give me all your stat runes. In exchange, I'll take full responsibility for killing it. Give up our runes? Sacrifice our power? 60 runes is a massive boost. 100 strength, 50 speed. With my skills, items, and combat experience, this is possible. I'll claim the second hidden piece. Even the legends couldn't beat it. Only the frenzied king survived by a hair. I need that secret reward. I'm already faster and stronger than before. Just reach the target number, and I'm going in. Hesitation will kill us all. The weak don't have many runes anyway. If we were strong, we wouldn't hide. Hand them over. I'll fight, or we draw straws for the sacrifice. You decide. You're just a selfish bastard. Who said that? You're clearly the first one we should throw in. Why give runes to a weakling? If we startle you, you do weak. You're first. Why should we hand our power to a pathetic loser? His stats were monstrous. Strength and stamina at 100, while speed and perception reached 50. By combining his skills and battle-hardened experience, claiming the second hidden piece was finally within reach. Not even the elite rankers could conquer this. Only the Berserk King, Clemen, had ever found the secret. Even with his Berserk passive, Clemen nearly died reaching that monster. But this hidden piece is mine. I am far stronger and faster than before. Once my stats peak, I'll enter the shrine immediately. Hesitation is a luxury we cannot afford. Waiting any longer will only lead us to a dead end. The weak shouldn't possess such runes. If we had that power, we would have grown much stronger. Give me your runes to fight, or draw lots to decide who gets sacrificed. Make a choice now, you selfish bastard. A voice rang out. You were the first one to sacrifice others for yourself. Why should we give runes to the weak? The greater the risk, the more legendary the final reward. The difference between the top and bottom is like heaven and earth. You're just hiding your few runes like a coward. Weaklings like you are useless here. How dare you talk to me like that? Don't be a fool, old man. Do you want your limbs severed before being thrown inside? You're just a bully who doesn't respect your elders. Where is your sense of democracy? Democracy, huh? Fine. Let's vote on whether to take your runes or sacrifice you. We will hold an anonymous vote, just like your precious democracy. The old man was trapped like a cornered rat. Everyone turned their backs on him. Desperate, he looked to Hansu for salvation. A pro could easily take them. If you crush the strong, the runes are yours. But before he could finish, the mob struck him down. Save me. I will give you everything. I have a family. Just throw him in first, the crowd screamed. If the monster is not satisfied, we all die. Watching this pathetic display, Hansu could only sigh. These fools never know when to retreat. As expected, I knew this chaos was bound to happen eventually. We must settle this conflict now. Everyone, be silent. I will give you 3 choices to find a sacrifice. Since no one is offering runes, pick option 1, 2, or 3. These 5 will be our sacrificial lambs. This was a death sentence for the weak. No way. You expect us to die for that monster? You bastard. Are you abandoning us just because we are weak? Only 29 minutes and 56 seconds remain on the clock. If you're going to act like this, just go with him. Maybe he will actually let you follow along. You still don't realize what kind of person Hansu is. Sang Jin wanted to follow, But not forever. I refuse to be left behind again. What now? Will you just keep waiting? No. He would be disappointed. I won't be like those pathetic losers. While everyone else is busy, what exactly are you people doing here? I don't care if you're resting, but you must face the consequences of the choices you have made today. It is not because you are weak that they left you. Your own fragility is why you cannot keep up. You expect handouts in this hell? If you want to survive, take 2 runes each. All 15 of you. This is all I can offer. Your job is to hunt and repay what you borrowed within 72 hours. If anyone runs without paying, tell me. I will personally settle the debt. Try it if you have courage. Hansu always keeps his word, so he will settle this personally. I must act quickly to catch up. I need to close the gap between us. Just come with us. The others would be happy to have you. Thank you, but I'm not ready. I'll answer later. I can tell she has grown stronger since we met. I must show them that this is not enough. I need something to prove my true value to this team. Hey you. We need to talk. Why so tense, friend? He is just a bit shy. Please understand him. I am Perrin, though it is not important. You are the leader of those people, aren't you? Let's talk. Calling me a leader is embarrassing. We are just friends, though they do tend to listen to me. Then you are indeed the leader. I saw you earlier with that guy Hansu. Can I ask about him? Meanwhile, Hansu prepared his gear. Goblin poison won't work, so I'll need a powerful paralytic toxin instead. This should be plenty. The 𝑗𝒻𝒊𝒆𝒓 bead restores stamina. Finding this while hunting was quite a lucky catch. I better use this now. My stats are no longer balanced, but I have no choice for this boss. Current power levels aren't nearly enough to win. I'll need to absorb a massive amount of this energy. It has been a long time since I felt this rush. Finally, I have crafted the perfect battle rune. When stats exceed 100, colors stack to create something new. It evolves far beyond the ordinary runes. Starting from colorless, it turns red, then orange, then yellow. Colorless runes fundamentally change your base stats. A normal rune at 99.9% is nothing compared to a colorless rune at 0%. As levels rise, the power gap becomes astronomical. This monster didn't even appear in the first training round. Using a colorless rune should be enough. If I had dwarf essence, defeating it would be a total breeze. However, one thing is certain. As the only player who completed the hidden peace mission in this world, this was the very first truth I realized. This quest is actually just a test of pure survival. I can feel the hidden potential awakening. Every move I make is a step toward total world domination. The speedrun has truly begun. I will reclaim my god-tier throne and leave everyone in the dust. The path ahead is nearly impossible, but the payoff is massive. Thanks for watching this epic journey. See you in the next chapter.